Welcome to a very special edition of Merlin's Vault, where we talk pre-release and maybe open a couple of packs. Tell us our thoughts on the current set of Magic and what we think. So, Tori,
Clay.
pre-release last night. How did
Yes.
it go?
So good. I won so many.
So many, like all three?
No, definitely not. So I played, you say teamer? Because I always want it to be Timur.
Timur.
Like, you know.
It's posh and you have to put your pinkies up.
You do.
Yeah.
Pinkies up, people.
Mhm.
Yes, so I played that. I did want to stick with these, which I thought was pretty cool, having an entire pack dedicated to whatever your box was.
Yeah.
Loved that. And I was like, one, it should make it a little bit easier for or not drafting, but the pre-release, putting together sealed. Thank you. Looking for that word for sealed. And then two, I was very curious as to how it would actually turn out. So I wanted to stick with that pack, and I did, and then added in the stuff that I needed. And it was okay.
It went all right.
It was all right.
You were missing a lot of key components for that deck.
I was. One being dragons. I opened up one entire dragon for my whole box. That was very disappointing and surprising. And then it did feel like overall my box was leaning more towards Jeskai than it really was for what it was supposed to be.
Right.
So I just and then if you see in our other videos, we open up a collector boosters box, and there were a lot of cards in there that I'm like, where were you last night?
Yeah.
I could have used you then. So that was, to me, a bit disappointing. My first opponent, he did say that the people around him all changed what their box was.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did, in my case, like the teamer, they went with something else that they felt was stronger, so they probably would have done the Jeskai from my box then.
Yeah, if you find more Mardu cards, they built Mardu.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So he said they did that, and he was like, you're the first person I've talked to that has, which, I mean, we were the first opponents for each other. So I'm like, I don't know if that still would have been true.
Yep.
I did also notice that, well, more so than any other event that we have gone to, quite a bit of people left before it ended.
It did storm a lot last night. I thought it was just immersion from the game store, but it was actually indeed storming outside.
It was, and so I don't know if that's why people were leaving. We've been having a crap ton of rain recently where we are, a tornado just a few days ago. So
Wizard of the Oz style.
Yes, it was. So don't worry, Toto is safe.
Toto is safe. He's over there.
And I don't know if that had something to do with it, because I'm like, this seems like it's huge. I mean, everybody's very excited about this set, so I was surprised to see that people were leaving before.
You'll see if a lot of tournaments, especially if you go to locals, some people will leave after they play their very first round. Like once they open everything, maybe if they're not excited about the deck they're about to play, they'll just take their pre-release cards and go home, or they will play one round, lose one, assume that they're not going to win anything, and then leave. It's kind of normal. But I'm when I go to a pre-release, I'm going there specifically to test out cards from the new set, especially with Dragonstorm. There's so many new cards, some good reprints, but I'm trying to get outside my comfort zone, because going in, I would probably play something along the lines of Mardu.
Yes. I was surprised with your I let Clay choose for me, and then obviously for yourself as well. So it was a surprise, and I was very surprised with what you picked. What did you pick?
Yeah, I picked Sultai. So Sultai revolves around a strategy of renew. So you want to self-mill, get cards in your graveyard so you can use their renew abilities to give boons to your other cards, and potentially mill cards that have renew into your graveyard, like Sib cards or any of the newer ones, and then put the ones that don't have renew back into your hand through some of the graveyard recursion, which is really nice. And my whole goal was to basically outlast my opponent, is how I was figuring it out. So once they were getting down to the last two cards, one card, okay, 0 cards. They may have 14 lands on board because I did go against a teamer strategy that put a lot of lands on their field. And then once they were out of cards, then I started activating my Renew and just started hitting them for as much damage. I was just worried about, removal of all their small little threats with Mobilize 1, Mobilize 3, those kind of things. And then I just play from my graveyard for the win. So I really like that strategy. I really liked outlasting my opponents. I was joking with you, I might build Tasigur at one point just because I love the combination. So we can both use it. Like when I use it, I'll put Tasigur. When you use it, you will get Malcolm, which is one of the best secret layers of all time.
I know. I got him just because I think he's pretty.
Yeah. So I think with your strategy, you had the right idea of getting out big threats and harmonizing so you can get out bigger threats with the because harmonize depends on the power of your creatures.
Yes.
So having those threats pay for and discount a card from your graveyard to get out more threats.
Yes.
And you literally got me down to 1 hit point.
I did.
And I'm like, if you get a +1 right here, you win.
I know, and I didn't. I kept drawing lands at that point for whatever reason. I was like, oh, good. Yes, I needed more.
It took 1 Snakeskin Veil, and you would have taken that set because we were 1-1.
We were.
So.
And then I was, it was the very last was 3-1.
Yeah, but you did get some winnings.
Yes, one.
We were going to open them, but hey, you also got a collector booster from me.
You did. Yes, I did.
Because I still had a lot of fun. We were on date night.
I did. So. We were on date night, and it was quite often we end up playing against each other, but it's always towards the end, and I guess that does mean that you and I are fairly well matched.
Yeah.
I mean, I am your Padawan.
Yeah. Take you under my wing.
Yes.
Is a horribly inappropriate relationship between Padawan and Master, apparently, then.
Okay, there was a lot of horribly inappropriate relationships in Star Wars, if we really want to go there.
Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, I think there are some definite standouts from last night. One of them is Behold. Beholding dragons either in your hand or on the field to discount certain things is really nice. If you were going for some other dragon strategies, the breath weapons, which are like Exude, is that what they call it? Like the strategy where you just, if you have a dragon in hand, you can play it. Maybe the ability is to make it an instant speed. Maybe the ability is to destroy something and draw a card, or give it -3/-3. We've got a lot of cards like that in this set. And there, the one that I tied with last night was Jeskai, which I thought Jeskai was pretty interesting. It does classic Jeskai things where you want to play spells, but you're not trying to play big spells. You're doing the monk like flurry strategies where you're playing a lot of little spells. So if you are playing Jeskai, your curve is going to look a little different, in my opinion, where you're playing a lot more 2 cost, 1 cost than you are with your 5 and 6. And hopefully you can disrupt and kill your opponent earlier. So it is aggressive. I got hit with 1 attack that was for 16 damage last night. And I still came back and won, but that was one hell of an attack.
Ouch.
Yeah, because you're playing a lot of things in damage step, which you're pinging with damage with Corey. That card, I was like, oh, Corey is here. Yeah, you're pinging me.
You and Corey are like BFFs right now.
We're tight. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things that you could do with each of the strategy. I didn't go against any Mardu last night.
No.
I was really curious about Abzan as well, because you can attack tall or attack wide.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it was. That would have been interesting. I was really honestly hoping to play against more dragons, and I really felt like I didn't, or at least the opponents that I had, including you, didn't have a ton of dragons out there. So that was a bit surprising with this. I mean, I know there's more to this set than just dragons, obviously.
I learned that. My dragons.
I did go against your dragons, and I had like the first person I went against, I was okay. I didn't have but 1 dragon. So I made sure that I put in everything I could with reach and flying. Like there was the bird scout guy, I'm forgetting his name. You and I both had him.
Yep.
He's blue-green. but he was in there because I was like, I need stuff to be able to interact at least somewhat with the dragons.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I had a ton of that stuff anyways. Thankfully, I didn't have a ton that I had to deal with opponent-wise that were coming back at me.
Sure. If we're also, if you're playing that strategy, because you brought up earlier that some people are going outside of their strategy for their main box, some people are staying within. I think it's going to be half and half. Because if you look at that curve, like I was saying, with the 17 lands and this many 1-cost, 2-cost spells, your pack that's in a pre-release has, I think, about 14 cards in it. Mostly the stuff that you use for your deck. The promo card may be different because that's the foil. But everything else goes in your deck, plus the 17 lands. You're only getting about like 8 to 12 main roster cards that you need from 5 other packs of these booster packs. So I think it makes pre-release a little bit more digestible. If you're a new player, like this might be the set to jump in on a pre-release because it's super nice. Just try going with the box of what it says. If you if that strategy doesn't work out for you, leave it in the comments because I'd be...
Yeah, and that was where I don't know, my opponent was questioning me quite a bit, and I think he doesn't believe in my intelligence level at all, but that's fine. Anyways,
it's called 4D chess.
Yeah, apparently.
That's what I would say. It's 4D chess.
And he was like, why would you go with that then if those were the cards that you got? And I was like, because I came here specifically with that in mind. Like, I want to try this out. This is a new way of doing a sealed event, and I want to try it. So
and we're telling you on the channel if it's working or not. Mine worked.
Yeah.
And maybe yours not so much.
I mean, it was okay. Like, I did win one, and I won one against your match, like our match. So I'm like, it's not like it was completely awful.
Yeah.
It was just, and also sometimes it is truly just the cards that you draw.
Well, I'm going to open up a couple of packs and continue if you see some cards that are standouts to you. Yeah. These are the couple of packs that I won from last night. It's a Goblin and a Warrior. Poise Practitioner, Fire Rim Form, Alicia's Legacy, Sarkhan's Resolve. This is so good. So I would definitely try some of this in your 2-cost. 2-cost is going to be like probably the peak of your curve for most decks. Sarkhan's Resolve, +3/+3 till end of turn, or you can destroy a card with flying and a dragon themed set. This is a really good card. Even if you get a +3/+3, that's going to get rid of the majority of your threats right there at instant speed.
You played that one.
Agent of Codis, very good in Sultai, dumping these cards and trying to put the cards that I could use like land on the top of my deck so I can activate these in my graveyard. Dragonback Lancer. I didn't go against many Mobilize, so I don't know there. Maybe if we go again, like I'll try Mardu just to see it. Sipsig Appraiser, Purging Stormbrood, Dragon Sniper. And the one match that I did lose last night in our set was because I didn't draw a land, and running 3 colors could be challenging with this set. So they've included some of the lukewarm dual lands. That was a burp. That just came up like dragon's breath. Sorry. I am part dragon after all. But yeah, just like...
Is that why you're always asking me in 4th Ring if the dragons ever do it?
Well, yeah. Well, it was a dragon romance novel, so I would assume that the dragons were hooking up.
It was not.
Shame. Someone should write that book. Anyway, Jeskai Monument, or visit Bad Dragon, because I've heard Bad Dragon has some of that. Whale of War. I wouldn't know anything about it, but it's, just some food for thought. Tersa Light Shatter, again, could be used in Mardu, I think. Discard up to 2 cards that draw that many cards whenever it attacks. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard. You may play that card this turn. Could be also used a little bit in the Jeskai as well. Boulderborn Dragon, showcase art, foiling. 5 generic. I didn't notice that at first. That's good. Hey, I'll take that. Plains.
You like that Plains?
I do. That's a good pull.
Yep.
You want me to do another one?
Yeah, you got 2.
I did, but our
Somebody
combined
won against
take
me.
home is 3, so not too bad. Dragon and a warrior. And Molten Exhale.
Yeah, we were one of the last people to actually finish, and I was kind of like, why are we even doing this? But we are a little competitive.
Worthy cost. This is really good if you're wearing black. Sacrifice a creature, exile target creature or planeswalker. That's really not that bad in that set.
No.
Highlight for sure is worthy cost, because if you're playing Mardu and you're mobilizing with a spirit and they're wondering why you're taking the spirit over the +2, worthy cost, getting rid of it to get rid of their worst thing is really nice. Sagu Pummeler.
I really like that guy.
He's great. I did run him in my deck.
Just really like him.
Yeah. 2 +1/+1 counters. All those are sorcery speed, by the way. Unending Whisper. Harmonize. 6. I bet this was in your 1-cost zone there.
I don't think I ever got that one.
Really? It's good.
I just don't remember that one at all.
And it's even good with, these are the cards you want in Jeskai as well. Low cost, low to the ground spells. Erishin, Sunshield, Rebellious Strike, Watcher of the Wayside.
Did have that one.
Riverwheel Sweep, Traveling Botanist. He's a dog scout. I love that.
It's adorable.
Aegis Sculptor. Narset, Jeskai Waymaster.
There you go.
3 costs. I didn't even see what this new Narset does. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you cast this turn. Ooh. I think that I might want to try that. I did try Narset and like Master before. I think this is a little bit more fair of a play zone. I do like drawing cards. So
if you want to hear our full take on that Narset deck that Clay had, you can watch our video where we rank all of our commander decks.
Yes. Some of them may shock you.
They might.
Sage of the Skies. When you've cast this spell, you may cast, if you've cast another spell this turn, copy this spell. See, that's Jeskai is really fun in this set too. I love monks as like an aesthetic of like flurry of punches and coordinating your spells in a way. And Descendant of Storms, more Narset artwork. Whenever this creature attacks, you may pay 1 and 1 white. If you do, endures 1. See, I love that.
Nice. Okay, am I opening up my 1 win?
Your 1 win, and you got a collector booster.
That's because somebody likes me.
Yeah, I heard they gave those out randomly.
He bought me dinner. And then he bought me a collector booster.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a spirit. And another spirit.
Is that spirit like an elephant spirit?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Like that.
Trade Route Envoy. It's a dog soldier. Focus the Mind. Mardu Devotee. Meticulous Artisan. Feral Death Gorger. And Dusk Sight for the Omen. Heritage Reclamation. Reputable Merchant. I like that one a lot. Disruptive Stormbrood with Petty Revenge as the Omen. Dragonstorm Forecaster.
Oh, yeah. That searches for one of your dragon rocks. Or a Boulderborn dragon.
Yeah. Jeskai Monument. Whale of War. Stillness in Motion.
Narset.
Shock Brigade. Goblin Soldier. And Scoured Barrens.
Beautiful. Okay, we've got each a collector booster. I've been really happy about this set. It includes so many powerful cards, and especially for those that are just collecting, some really expensive cards. All right, so I'm going to do it this way because of the collector booster.
Okay.
So we've got a goblin and a warrior. Unburied Earth Carver. Dispelling Exhale. Love Exhale cards.
I think we said Exude earlier. It was Exhale.
Exhale. Heritage Reclamation.
What'd that tongue do?
What that tongue do? Monastery Messenger.
Bird.
It's a bird. Wingblade Disciple. Sage of the Fang. That's a human druid. Creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with renew. That's a renew card I didn't see. Then double the amount of +1/+1s. Ooh, I might have to look at that later. That's really cool. Abzan Monument. None of our table got monuments, I don't think.
No.
Dirger Island Dragon.
You really like pulling that one.
I do, apparently. Teeming Dragonstorm with its new artwork with the all the scales. Mountain.
I love it. I want that in Storm's deck.
Okay. Hey, Songcrafter Mage, a card that I think the value is really going to increase with.
Oh, good. Where the hell were you last night, sir?
Yeah, see? Shiko and Narset unify. Oh, wait, there's a different Narset card that's trying to compete for my heart.
And it's got a
Flying
dragon
Vigilance.
on it.
That is so cool.
I love it.
Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy that spell if it targets a permanent or player, and you may choose new targets for the copy. If you don't copy a spell this way, draw a card. Ooh, there's some options there. That's what the original Narset should have had, is Vigilance, I think. Vigilance is fine. I think Flying is kind of crazy, though. I think First Strike and Hexproof is what the other one had. I don't know. I might have to test this one out. That's pretty potent, I think. Glacierwood Siege for Temur and Sultai, but it's got the different artwork. Ooh, Milfour cards. Ooh, this would have been nice last night, too. New Way Forward. The next time, source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn. Prevent that damage when the damage is prevented this way. New Way Forward deals that much damage to source's controller, and you draw that many cards. Man, value of drawing is crazy. And then Fellothar, Dawn of the Abzan. Legendary creature human.
Good looking card.
Kind of reminds me of Dynasty Warriors. That's the one I was looking for. There is a Dynasty Warriors feeling to this set. That's what I like, with the big armor and the cool weapons, and yeah, that's what it was reminding me of.
All the monks.
Yep. Good luck on your collector pack.
It's like being back in China. This is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You wouldn't know because you weren't there, but
Okay.
it was really cool.
It do be like that.
Sorry, it was before we met. Okay. Erishin Sun Shield. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Words are hard. Sandskitter, Outrider, Goblin. Molten Exhale. That's like a dino dragon. Yeah. Jadecast Sentinel. Yep, seen that one. Ape Snake. Iridescent Tiger. Ooh. I
Enters if you
like
cast
that
it.
one.
Add Wooburg. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Jeskai Shrine Keeper. Dragon. Like
Beautiful.
that one. Jeskai Monument.
Foil.
Seen that. Corroding Dragonstorm. Riling Dawnbreaker.
He's here again.
He is.
He's like our
Roar.
Kramer.
I do like him. An island. There you go. The island that you like. Sarkin Dragon Ascendant.
He's my favorite planeswalker.
When Sarkin enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Sarkin until end of turn. Sarkin becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains flying. That's awesome.
That would have been great in your deck.
It would have. It's not there. You're any of the Unwritten.
You pulled him twice now.
Where were you last night?
Late. He's late.
Everybody's late. Frostcliff Siege.
Heck
Nice. Lotus Light Dancers. They're beautiful. Zombie Bards. Whenever this creature enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put those cards into your graveyard, then shuffle.
They're like choreographed dance moves.
Yes. And then Songcrafter Mage.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
this is your pack. You drew a lot of stuff from your pack. But unfortunately, when you buy this, you can't use that in your pre-release. Just the contents within your box.
No, that was also why I didn't want to open it last night. You were like, you want to open these now? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, because I will be tempted to use them.
Too tempted. Okay. Well, that was awesome. And if you had a fun time at pre-release, I am so happy for you because we had a blast. And I hope everybody else has a blast. If you have yet to go, do it. Meet new friends.
Yeah, or apparently just go and play your favorite friend.
Yeah, I mean, it happens that way. But we had a huge turnout last night.
We did.
We need to support our local game stores more and more.
Yes.
That being said, doors are closing.
Doors are closing.
That was a big close.
Was a big close.
All right. See you next time.
Yes.